G'day! Today we are continuing on with Oxygen Not Included as we sort of fight to survive. One thing that was pointed out last time was our amount of calories has dropped significantly because of the amount of food that we've got that's currently not getting irrigated because of our water shortage. So hopefully our water's going to continue to sort of push through here. Old mate, this one obviously currently isn't working because it's got overheat damage that we're just attempting to fix up there. But I think even once he's back on, all he's doing at the moment is just cooling water as opposed to doing anything of substance to get water back in here, which we obviously do need as we have half of our plants dead, more than half of our plants dead. Luckily, we do have a whole bunch of voles that are keeping us alive at the moment, and really, I think that does make another argument for doubling the size of this, making a second camp for voles. Because they seem more like the sort of constant renewable resource, whereas if we're running out of water, we probably do need that water for other things. But I mean, we also are running out of cold, clean water, essentially. But the amount of polluted water in here, you can see, is starting to significantly drop. Almost to the point that I'd be tempted to get rid of this pump and put that pump back in to just sort of get them to work on cleaning out that that polluted water at the bottom. However, I do realize that because this guy's underneath there, basically it means that he's sending all that to it, and all that I would do is if I set both of them to it is they'd just sort of create a bottleneck going to that water sieve. So we won't worry about it too much. See how much the steam is cooled in here, that we've got this huge amount of water that's sort of set there. But once this room gets hot enough, that should go back to being steam, I would say. You can also see that this guy's, again, sitting with a blocked pipe. I mean, he is slowly sort of pushing through. This guy is now almost blocked all the way back to the very end here. So, another argument for possibly making more reserves. As long as this guy's still, I guess, erupting, this is like, and this room here can take more, it makes sense. Like, what we've basically done here is we've pulled out a whole bunch that otherwise he would have just been sitting there pressurized and not allowing anything to go through. That's kind of neat that this has overflowed so much. We're getting water down into that section. We'll have to visit what our plan is for this huge amount of water. It is obviously to get it down here eventually. But also this water isn't even currently being used because that's blocked, because it pumps out water to here, and if that's overpressured, we're not sending any more up. Which I'm totally fine with, because I don't think that we need to have more water up here if that's if we've got water beyond that point. So this right now is our backup water to our backup water to our water supply that we're using to actually get water in here. And you can see that the water here is now, sorry, this guy's now pumping again. So I guess we can see as well the contents of the water he's pushing through is about 30 degrees. So he's still not contributing to this at all. Very rarely is he. We have a rule of 28 degrees at the moment. So it looks like occasionally he's opening up to allow stuff to get through. How's the plumbing look there? Which pipe is it? Oh no, sorry, that's that one. It's this one here that we're not letting anything through. Nothing's reaching the end there. There's one little guy sitting here in the pipe waiting. And the contents of that water is 35 degrees because I assume he's been sitting there in 37 degree temperature for so long waiting for someone to join him. But once that starts to flow, that'd be a rarity that anything gets that hot. Liquid in there is 43. As it gets down, it's still 40 down there. I mean, this is always going to be hot water dripping in at the top there. But that's okay. That's sort of basically why we've got the system in place to monitor the heat of the water. Okay, So, with all that in place, what else are we going to monitor? So, basically, this is the dire situation here, is that we need more of this to get done. We need this guy to get some power, because we are still testing how he works. He's really close to electricity, so they shouldn't be too bad to connect. Let's just have a quick look at how our rocket's currently doing. It's not increasing, but he can only hold 900, can't he? So that's right. So that's where we're at. So we'll assign meat to our rocket again. Whoa, and we need to assign someone to dig out the rocket. Meat? No, it's just people, diggers coming up. I do like that with this stuff it just sort of collapses down, which means they can stand in one spot and get the job done. So, with this guy, if we go back to our star map, I guess we've got to wait till this is in there. So you can see that at the moment that's all still too far for this rocket. Max range of our rocket's 13,000. So these two are the only two that it can really get to. And we can see the research there is basically all complete. Which means I guess we do need to jump onto our other rocket to continue getting some more of those research modules. So what we do want to... Well, my hope was that we would actually get to the petroleum rocket. Is that this one? Petroleum engine. This is what I want. So he needs 200 more, and we should be able to get 200 if he can do these last 4 on this this asteroid. So that is our goal. Now, how is Meeps aboard? Good. Got that all removed. So what we can do is we can, let's remember, as we do every time, remember which is which. So we need to open that up. We need to go to the star map and say, this one, launch mission? No. What am I missing at the moment? Is it just the availability to actually sort of get out? I need to retract the bridge. If I could have a note written on these little pages here just to remind me what each of these switches did, that'd be great for... Missing gantry, unreachable storage. I mean, that's supposed to be the case. No astronaut assigned. That's Meep, isn't it? Look that back for a second. Signed. Meep. Contains passenger seating for duplicate astronauts. Or do I need to send someone else? Let's have a look at our skills. Just remind me with Meep. So basically it's rocket piloting. What makes him an astronaut? It's just that one, isn't it? If we have a look at... He needs, what, more? Joshua's not got that many skill points. Let's find someone who's got a lot of skill points that we don't hold. That seems like they'd be interested in exploring the stars. Enough. I mean, basically anyone who's not wearing a hat that's not named Mima or Stinky be our qualified people, but none of them are really... But I feel like I'm missing something there. This isn't... He's the astronaut that's assigned, right? Do I have to, like, nominate? I feel like I'm... Like, I've done this so many times, I can't believe this is stumping me this time. Oh, there he is. Has he just not got there yet? That makes sense. Right, okay. So let's, Oh, he's off and running? He's not waiting around. Alright, good. So that part's solved. The water crisis is still going on. But at least this one is still pumping away. No, it's not that one, it's this one. This one's now lost its electricity again. Alright, so talk to me about what's causing the problem. Is this gas pump I'm going to deconstruct? I wonder if he's possibly what's shorting the cabling. Because this is now steel cabling, if I'm not mistaken. It's steel cabling, so why is this burning out? Let's just do all of that cabling too, just in case it's anything to do with that. That's the problem. Pretty sure he's made of steel as well. Okay. So, this one here, we'll start to dig out. Start to see, finally now we've got sort of everything in order. We'll see what our other points look like. I'm also open to digging out top of this. Just to sort of clear out that whole room. How are our other two looking? Where were our other two? There's one there. So we're still working on that, so we don't want him to start his dig out yet. And this one. Well, let's just copy the ladder and build a ladder straight down that way. Get them going. Now he is still going for... Next to him is 40 cycles away. He has successfully filled. Now he did fill in part because of pressure issues that we had with their exhaust. So they were pushing their exhaust out to put it down the bottom, and that overpressurized, so they couldn't keep pumping. Now what we've done is we've shifted that to just pushing their carbon dioxide just out into space. So that's solved. This also does make me wonder if I should be looking at creating a third natural gas generator. If potentially natural gas is my most solid resource here. It's really great as well that that polluted water doesn't come out hot. It's a much nicer thing than... But I do wonder though, if I have that like underwater, is that going to cause it problems? Like for example, should I actually work this down into say like a basin here, so that that's actually above where the water level sits? Again, we don't really need this much water at this point yet anyway, so no point in shifting it. Eagerly await our blossoms getting... But I was gonna say I'm pretty sure that we had more blossom positions than I actually needed for food. But I think that that was also because got but because I needed more mealwood to generate the same amount of food as what Bristle Blossom would cause. But I think I did already cut away a lot of space for where I had mealwood when that came in anyway. Like fertilizer. I don't understand what's causing an overheat damage with this guy. Why is this constantly overheating? He's made of steel, right? Why is he suffering a fate? Oh, is it because he's... No. Like... That guy's... Well, this guy's 118 degrees Celsius. This guy's 300 degrees. Why is he so hot? Like, the other two are pumping constantly, and they're not hitting anywhere near the insane heat of this... that this guy is. Should I actually have him sitting in a pool of oil? Like a... I feel like I need to. It would sort of remove his ability to have steam, but the thing is that the steam... Oh, this steam generator is not working because of the polluted oxygen. I wonder if that's his issue, that the steam's not cycling through. I mean, if that's the case, then this guy's going to suffer a similar fate. Whereas, say, this guy regularly has his steam sort of like... If his steam gets hot enough, it goes into the generator and then drops back out. So is that what this guy's problem is? It's also fascinating that you can see that there's the liquid on the bottom. So let's say mop that liquid. Try and clean that out of there. You noticed it was hot in there, Ellie? Yeah. Now you are my secondary system. So if I turned you off for a bit to try and fix this... Well... Okay, let's do that. So let's say disable building. Let's try and correct what's going on in this room. While they're doing that, let's have a quick look at around the Neutronium. So we've dug deeper into that. We've managed to get rid of all that roof stuff. So now let's give the big reveal for what's in this one. Oh no, they've just come to collect things and carry on with their day. Looks as though, as well, that I've got to actually extend this out a little bit further. I mean, over here it still gets down into that same room, but that hits there and runs that way, then it's going to go down into that section there. Maybe let's copy this and then build that along there as well, so that can free fall down. We have a water geyser. In a great position. We just get rid of this wall, and he's going to go down and he's going to fall into our primary backup tank. Okay, so this guy is done. The good news is that they managed to clear out the polluted water that was in there. So now what I'm going to do is, again, I realize that we're in the middle of a water crisis, and it's now on this one pump to try and help, or fix it. Fingers crossed is that we are primary running on that barbecue as our food source. And what we'll have to do is wait for this to cool down. Hopefully to a point where all the steam will condense, we'll get water, and then once we've got that water, then I'll put the pump back and we'll get rid of the polluted oxygen out of there, which hopefully is what's causing that to overheat so badly. Let's dig out that stuff. What is that? I've been there a while and I've just sort of forgotten about it. Alright. Now, I also noticed that this is This water's stopping. Why is that the case? What is happening in that? It's causing it to get jammed because I thought that we... as a power issue. Alright, why are we dropping power again now? It's overloading. Its batteries are empty. So these batteries are empty, but they're insufficient resource combustion liquid. Alright, so where is our oil? So that is full of polluted water. What's happened? Have we done it? We've actually gotten rid of all of our liquid and we are down to just sucking up water. Alright. Well, that's a milestone moment for what we've got going on. That creates a more compelling argument to shift off using petroleum. So, I guess the little bummer there is it means that we're not going to get the natural gas from these guys. So, let's work out. I love that this guy is just sort of burning his... What are the hard chunks that are coming out? Lead. Something just breaking and we're having it collapse into lead. It's alright, we'll leave him be for now. Okay, so with the amount of stored thing we've got there, I think that priority number 1 is going to be getting another natural gas generator going. I guess I can just... Can I fit it there, or is that too small a space? It would fit there. So we no longer need that, because we don't have that. This was our one thimbleweed that we had for making clothes. We don't need that anymore. I don't think we've used that pitcher pump for a while, so we can off that as well. And what we'll do instead is we'll copy that and we'll build a similar setup there. Cancel that for a second. That was with copper, but we'll do it with iron, gold. Like I use iron for a lot more things than I use gold for, so let's just do it as a gold floor. Alright, so we're way more strongly rooting to see a natural gas geyser from one of these two spots that we've got here. This guy's ready to start his reveal process, I would say. So we'll start to just dig out the top corner. Him. He's only erupting every 136 seconds every 432 seconds. But basically, it means that with this guy, with his position and this guy's position, and this guy's position and the other water vent, steam vent, I would say that we've got a pretty constant flow of water. Gonna have infectious, polluted oxygen vent. Okay. That's the last of what you're doing. Great. Well, let's hop out of here. Let's dig up. Let's deconstruct that and that. Let's do that as a absolute emergency. Then let's copy that and 1, 2. And let's do that one as an absolute emergency so they get that done first. Whoa. Yeah, alright. Try that again. Absolute emergency. Let's cancel that for a second, actually. Let's go cancel, cancel. Dig out the whole room. We'll get that second layer of insulation built. I'm just going to leave those ones undone yet. Dig it out, we'll pull out all the rocks so that there's nothing left in there that they want. And then we'll zoom it. And same way now, we can start to dig out this guy. Just go going. And we're lazy 300 degrees. So, okay, so talk to me about what you now do. So you have no contents. Do I have to give you any sort of rules? Or I feel like there's an age. Find the oldest thing in my I get something like this, give me an age. Oh boo. This would probably be close to the oldest ration box. But did I actually build that? Age 751.4. So that's been there a long time. Alright, so over here, deconstruct that. Do this with some priority because we probably really need that more natural gas going. Copy that, chuck him there. Copy that. Sure, you can be gold as well. Okay, then let's start to look at plumbing-wise what we need. So I'm glad that's emptied there. So what we can do is we can say deconstruct liquid pipes of that. So these guys require no liquid pipes. It's funny that there's a little ladder. And then we need, some ventilation. Okay, so we can say that way, that, and then that way for that. I suppose the only concern here would be if they were creating so much carbon dioxide that they weren't, like, pushing anything out. That would be the biggest issue. Now, the other thing that we need to do as well is connect it to our framework. It's a nice, easy one. Okay, how are we doing in the dig here? Good. So let's dig out the remainder. And then let's sweep in there out. Let's mop that. Too much liquid to mop. Go Ellie getting to do her best of. Okay, welcome back. Alright, Meep assigned. That's you closes the top thing, I think. Alright. Ready the rocket, make rocket go now one. No, you're the make rocket go now one, so done that. It's you that closes that. Are they jammed from those, okay. I feel like these things are breaking it. It's not mob sweep. Is that just the speed that they're closing at? Alright. Entombed. Who's entombed? One of my buildings are entombed. Okay. Well, at the moment, we're not doing anything about that because we don't want anyone going into this 300-degree room. Not using you at the moment anyway. Now that is a beautiful thing to see. That this guy is now down to a point where we have almost completely gotten rid of the polluted water. And so you can see up here, there's no polluted water heading there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say deconstruct 1, 2, 3. Then I'm going to deconstruct this guy. And I am going to enable him. So currently that guy's not doing anything anyway because he's the bottom of this guy. But basically what we want is we want him to be operating with the water from the bottom, not the water from the top. Since the water from the top is coming from the steam vent, it's way hotter. But hopefully by the time it reaches the bottom, it's sort of been mixed in with the cooler water there long enough that it's just sort of dropped a little bit. So hopefully it means that he's going to be a bit cooler water. But mainly what we're going to now see is that they're not going to be wasting their time pumping water through the water sieve because all of it's already... I don't care for eggs. Let's just reject all. Still going up in the amount of food that we currently have. Nice. Steam vent. Okay. So, steam vent here. Is he dormant as well? Basically, he's in the right spot too, because he can just drop down to here. Now, the bummer is it means that with my 4 vents, I can't just sort of like lock him in. So what we'll do is we'll just build those two, we'll cancel these. And in fact, what I'll do is I'll cancel that one for now. Actually, no, we'll cancel all of them. Because the last thing I want to do is just sweep out that thing there. And then once that's gone, then we'll entomb it. Now that does make me want to keep looking, because I want another natural gas one. I mean, really, it doesn't matter where this natural gas one is. Someone once told me there's a photo mode. If you go into photo mode, you can zoom out more significantly than anywhere else. This was something that someone said long time ago. Let's have a quick look in the controls. I looked at this the other day. Camera home is H. I feel like that more means that you're just moving the... something like control, I thought. I feel like I looked through this the other day. Camera zoom speed plus minus. Alright. So what was it? Control H. Control. Because the idea that I could zoom out so much further than looking rough there. Hungry. Oh, that's one good way to get around that. That's to eat something. Show me your vitals. You should be pretty full there, buddy. So how did we do as well for research, star map research? Have we got exclamation marks there? Does that mean that he's failed? His attempts. What does our research map actually look like? There's 50 extra in there, right? So he's done something. I feel like we're probably just going to have to send him again. That we will have to continue with our gas getting pushed through. And waiting this guy to just really cool down. But I can't imagine I should be sending anyone in there when that's north of 100 degrees. I would like to finish this. So that guy's now completely empty. So let's say do that. And I'll cancel that one. Because, I mean, in theory, what I should do is just block out, like, from here up. Because that's already polluted oxygen. I mean, it's amongst a sea of carbon dioxide, so not that it overly matters. I mean, basically the damage is already done. That one's now blocked in. Worry about him. Our water guys are here. How long have we got till he kicks in? Give me a... Okay, so it erupts with hot water. So there we go, 95 degrees. So that dropping down here into my 40 degree one, again, is fine. It should eventually get back up here. And then with our two systems, if we've actually got both working, they don't absolutely get destroyed before this finally cools down. And we'll be right. Still got work done over there. So just on infinite demand. Alright, but we've got this guy going. So hopefully our natural gas is picking up some of the slack of what we've got to do with our oil refinery that's fully broken because of the, I guess, the liquid going through it. Luckily this guy's just flooded because of, before he got destroyed, but we'll have to reevaluate. So we're now going to move into a world without oil. Alright. Any questions or comments, feel free to chuck them below. And until next time, catch you later. See ya.